It all started on a Tuesday when Mary Shelley walked out from the dim windows of Villa Diodati toward Lake Geneva and felt in the wet, cool air that something alive under the water had blinked. Contemporary accounts, letters now held in the Bodleian and an Admiralty memorandum declassified in 2021, place the date in June 1816, the infamous Year Without a Summer. Mary Wollstonecraft Godwin, Percy Bysshe Shelley, Lord Byron, Claire Clairmont, and physician John Polidori were sheltering in the villa during ceaseless storms. The usual story is that storms and ghost stories birthed Frankenstein. The suppressed files tell a different, stranger tale. Mary's journal, unearthed in a private Swiss archive, records a brass glimmer protruding from the shallows near the villa dock. Percy and Claire helped haul a device up, a compact, water-black sphere etched in tiny numerals and letters in a hand none of them recognized. Lord Byron's servant later described officers from Geneva arriving to take the object, then British agents arriving to insist it be sent to London for scientific custody. Humphrey Davy, then president of the Royal Society's informal circle of chemists, examined the salvage fragments in July 1816. His notes, published anonymously at the time, mention an apparatus that rearranges light and memory, producing images not of the moment, but of times to come and times past. With such phrasing, the device acquired a name in correspondence, the electrochronoscope. What followed reads like an adventure dispatch. According to a chain of letters between Percy Shelley and a Captain James Hargreaves of the Royal Navy, Mary herself refused to surrender her copy of the sphere's casing. She argued that it belonged to Lake Geneva and its mysteries, not to men who would lock it under brass and ledger books. Percy and Byron argued. The British Admiralty sent Lieutenant Thomas Beck to escort the object. Beck's log, now in the National Archives, records an attempted seizure on the villa's dock bed during a midnight thunderstorm. A skiff capsized, a sailor drowned. By dawn, the sphere had sunk again into the lake. Whether by accident or design, no one could state with certainty. That sinking precipitated a small, improbable expedition. With Percy's contacts to a Genoese boatmare and Byron's Franks, Mary led a nocturnal dive team using crude diving bells and lamp oil. Their goal was not just salvage, but to understand. The lamplight revealed filigreed plates and a faint pulsing, like a heartbeat translated into light. When, in August, an improvised activation occurred, witnesses later gave statements claiming the sphere projected a single, coherent image across the water, a street in a crowded city, smoke rising over buildings, uniforms, and a clock that read 5:12. The image lasted perhaps 2 minutes. Percy described it as a city I did not know, yet felt to be necessary. Mary wrote in a draft that survives, I saw men in iron and women with small machines. I saw a hospital and trains and engines of light, enough to torment and to inspire. The device, whatever its provenance, vanished into official silence. The British lodged a formal denial with Geneva's council, and the Royal Society published a cautious paper on refraction anomalies rather than chronoscience. Yet the ripples remained. Mary's notes show drafts of Frankenstein with descriptions borrowed, oddly, from the projected city and its engines of light. When Humphrey Davy later lectured on galvanism and invention, a private notation in his hand reads simply, "Disturbances at Geneva, 1816. Do not publish." Modern historians tie the story to a lineage of technological folklore, a recovered artifact, governmental suppression, and a writer transformed by an impossible vision. The lake kept its secret.